Good to have with us David Kizer with Heart to Heart. How you doing, David?
Doing great, Robert. So good to be with you. Thank you
Good
for
to,
having me.
hey, good to have you with us. You're out of North Carolina. What part of North Carolina?
We're in a little town called Cherryville, North Carolina. We're about 15 minutes west of Charlotte, about 15, 20 minutes west of Charlotte. Yeah.
I saw where in 1990, what was it, 8 maybe, that the
1998.
ministry? Yeah. So give us a background on Heart to Heart.
Well, we were based 19 years in a little town just about 20 minutes down the road in Stanley. It's still in Gaston County, but it's just down the road a little bit. And myself and Rhonda House, which is back with us. We're the only two original members of the group. But my wife, Deana, that sings with us, her sister was the original soprano for Heart to Heart. And so we got together, had been praying for a long time, done a lot of church singing, a lot of choir singing. And we got together and felt that the Lord was calling us to minister more on a full-time basis, and we jumped out, and man, it's just been a great journey, really has.
Tell us about in 2000, I think it was, when you won a talent contest at Dollywood, and I know that some music ministries are like, well, we're ministries, we're not supposed to do talent searches, but if you don't do that kind of stuff, it is hard to expand your ministry. So was there a hesitation at all, or did you say, hey, here's our chance and let's do it?
Well, I tell you, it's kind of deja vu. Our radio promoter, Jeff O'Neill, was the one that had kind of pushed us to enter this contest. And Les Butler, back in '98, was the one that was kind of hosting this. It was called the Big One Talent Contest. And Les was kind of overseeing, or was a part of overseeing this. And I'd say, yeah, there was a little bit of hesitation, because we really felt like our comfort zone was in the church. We were most comfortable around the altar or singing a church service, and so it was very different for us. But they kind of poked us and pushed us to try this, and man, it was an exciting time. We had several celebrity judges that day. Karen Peck was there. The Wilburns were there. And we actually ended up going to a runoff. We won the trio division, and we ended up going to the runoff with a group called Crossway. I don't know if you remember Crossway, mm-hmm. But we did a three-way tie with them. Three different times we tied them, and went down. They actually we did it three different times in the final, and then they actually ended up winning by a point, and kind of moved on. But things have changed. Crossway's not around anymore. I think they're all doing ministry work in churches. But so here, 20 plus years later, we hook up with Les Butler, and he produced this last album that we did, and we're thrilled. But it was a great opportunity for us, something we'll never forget.
Let me put in a plug for Les, by the way. Did an interview with him about a week ago, and he pulled out a cap off the shelf, and it had H2H on it, Heart to Heart. So, yeah. So he's promoting you guys.
Yeah, we love Les, man. He's been great.
Who selects your music? Does Les play a role in the music that you record, or what is the decision-making process?
Actually, Robert, we have, we've done it a bunch of different ways. Les was involved in this last one, but pretty much, there was several. Our last radio release, Hallelujah March, that charted pretty high in the 20s. Les was instrumental in selecting that one. He tossed it to me and said, "Man, I think we got a good one here." And but most of the songs, this album Pray has got 14 songs on it, and most all of them were ones that we sat down in the in the office and just listened, and went through a bunch of sweat and tears to pick some of them out. But we had some incredible writers in this last album.
So you got 14 on this one project, so the people are getting their money's worth. I mean, typically it's a 10 or 12 song project.
Yeah, I hope they feel that way. It's we had such a hard time deciding. We went into the studio to cut 10 songs, and the week that we were supposed to head to Nashville to cut tracks, I told Les, I said, man, we just cannot drop about 3 or 4 of these. So what do we got to do to make it happen? He said, well, it's nothing but money. So, that's kind of the way that went down.
Well, I'm sure it worked out well for everybody in the long run.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Do you go to specific writers for your music? Do you write some of your own stuff, or how do you go through the song selection process?
We currently, none of us are writing. We have in the past used a lot of Rebecca J. Peck. We love Rebecca J. Peck. This last most all the stuff that we get original music is coming from different writers. We work really hard at National Quartet Convention while we've got them all there to make good connections with writers that maybe we haven't got anything from in the past. But Rebecca J. Peck has been very instrumental. We've got several local writers here on the album Rejoice that we did. We've got a local lady here that wrote 2 songs for us that charted really high. But this last album, man, they came from all over, just a lot of great places. But yeah, most all the stuff that we get, we select from other writers.
A concert with Heart to Heart, is it all original music? You go back for some of the oldies, or do you throw in a cover song or two?
We did. We have, our first probably 6-8 years, we did, a good bit of cover stuff, which I guess most groups do. And we had some writers sending us stuff then that we recorded, but we didn't have what I would consider a full project that was all original. And so we still do some cover stuff. We did a project right before this last one called Southern Roots. And we went back and grabbed some stuff that I even done as a kid, probably 45, 46 years ago when they couldn't see me behind the pulpit, so Mom and Daddy pushed me out to the side, and of course I was more comfortable standing behind the pulpit. But we went back and did some songs like Through It All, It's My Desire. We went back and done like an old Singing Pain song, God Delivers Again.
Mm-hmm.
Just some really great stuff, some medley stuff, some Dottie Rambo stuff. And so yeah, in a Heart to Heart concert, you get a little bit of variety. So we'll throw in some good old stuff and then some of this hot new stuff too.
Coronavirus, I'm assuming, because it's done this to everyone, it's put the brakes on the music, at least from a live perspective. So what do you find yourself doing in a time in which you would typically be singing?
Wow, it's man, it's been difficult. I would say for some maybe more than us. I feel like I was telling a pastor this past week, I feel like we've been extremely fortunate. We have a really solid base of pastors and churches here in this area near us, and we have done several live outdoor events. We've got one coming up this Sunday up near the mountains in North Carolina, and we've been very fortunate, and people have just really loved us through this time and helped us to get through it. But man, it's a different time, a different place, and my heart just really goes out to a lot of these artists that I know it's just been extremely difficult just to make ends meet. But it's been tough. But I feel like that we've been favored, and God's really blessed us. I feel like we've been fortunate in this last month or so.
For a viewer or a listener who would like to hear Heart to Heart music, where do they go to find it?
Best place, Robert, is just go to our website. It's www.heart with a number 2 heart min.com, and you can connect with us on Facebook. We've got a YouTube channel. They can subscribe to us there. Got some great videos there from Great American Gospel. A lot of that stuff will be hitting direct TV. And we just went to Savannah, Georgia, and cut some more stuff with Great American Gospel off of this Pray project. So we'll have some of that here before too long, and we'll get that uploaded to YouTube. But yeah, I'd love for them to connect with us, man. We love people, and we love singing the gospel.
Now on YouTube, do they just put Heart to Heart in the search engine to find your channel?
Yep.
Okay.
You can just put Heart to Heart, and it should pop up.
Great to talk with you today. Thanks so much for taking the time out. Good luck with the music, and I got a feeling we're going to hear a lot more from Heart to Heart.
Thank you, Robert. We appreciate you guys and all you do for us.
Thank you.
All right. God bless.